Good evening, Graham Rawlins with our Friday edition of News Geelong. Ford Geelong workers are publicly pleading with the community to please buy a Ford, as the company announced a further 220 Geelong jobs to go over the next few months. Receiving an Australia Day or a Queen's Birthday award like an OAM is a huge honour for people who have committed themselves to being involved in many different community activities. From the world of Geelong sport, Mitch Scoop Cleary brings you the latest sports news, while from the weather world we'll present the Geelong and Surf Coast area weather forecast expected over the next 6 days. Together, making Geelong greater is the theme that has announced Geelong community leader and businessman Keith Fagg as a candidate for Geelong's first directly elected mayor to be held later this year. Meryl Friend reports.
For the first time ever in Geelong, in October, the Geelong's mayor will be elected by a popularity vote. This year we so far have Councillor John Mitchell and also a prominent Geelong business figure, Keith Fagg. We're able to catch up with Keith and tell us about his ideas for the future of Geelong.
Meryl, I've been a Geelong person from all my life. I've worked outside for a few years, but really otherwise it's all been in Geelong. And I love Geelong, I love the people, I love the passion of the people here, and I feel that at this stage of my life that this opportunity that's coming for a direct elected mayor, the City of Greater Geelong, is an appropriate thing for me. I'd like to contribute more to our community. I've always been active in community affairs in different ways, together with our business here in South Geelong and North Geelong, but I feel this is the next step for me and an opportunity for the people of Geelong to really take a step forward, both for our economy and our community in general. Firstly, I'm not political. I'm a political basis. I have no allegiance that way. I've been involved in the community in many different respects, and I think have a good feel for the community. And certainly in the last 2 months or so, I've been more proactive in going around and finding out what the issues are affecting Geelong people, what their concerns are, what their hopes for the future are, and there are certainly many hopes. Geelong's a great place to live, as we all know, and it has many opportunities, but also some challenges we're facing right now. And I guess we're looking for the council and local government needs to give great leadership in these times.
So what do you think the key for the future of Geelong's success is?
It'll be about building our economy, I believe. Without a strong economy, we can't have a strong community. And all the services we have in Geelong and the great network of services we need to have a strong economy underpinning that. We therefore need to make sure we diversify our economic base as much as possible. We need to celebrate and support our manufacturing and transport base that we already have. The Port of Geelong is a major facility together with Avalon and our rail freight network. But we need to make sure that we support those, but also look for opportunities in the new economy that will be coming in Australia, and we need to be part of that. We are actually part of a world economy, and we need to be out there promoting Geelong. We need to be building on the innovation that places like Deakin, in particular, are bringing to our city. The Innovation Centre and the Technology Park at Deakin University at Wampons is really breaking some new ground, and from that will come some real industry, both manufacturing and other services, which can really provide a good employment base into the future. But we can't afford to forget all those things that we've built on over the years, particularly our manufacturing and retail base.
And so with that manufacturing, with Alcoa and Ford, I mean, this is about moving forward, isn't it? Because the times are changing.
They are. We want to see those industries stay if they can, but we also need to provide opportunities for the people who work there and their children into the future. So we need to look at other opportunities, employment opportunities as well. We need to have good education here and training facilities, and Deakin is a fantastic asset for our city in that regard. And we need to, I guess, be as creative as possible and as innovative as possible for our community.
Thank you, Meryl. The City of Geelong and the Ford Motor Company of Australia go back to 1925, when the big blue oval became the integral part of Geelong's manufacturing base. It flourished through until the credit squeeze, as it was called in the early 60s, recovered to be a thriving industrial force through the 70s and 80s. Then the downturn in local manufacturing within the car industry began to bite hard, and Ford had been a sufferer ever since. Now this week, Ford has again announced a further 220 local jobs will go over the next few months, with the redundancies based on the continued downturn in Falcon sales. The model range that lifted Ford to the top of the Australian car industry before the more economic imports, particularly from Asia, began to make an impact on consumer purchasing patterns. The big question that is now being continually discussed throughout Geelong and surrounding districts is, will the Ford Oval continue to be part of Geelong for another large number of years, or is the writing on the wall? We genuinely hope that it is the former, and the big blue oval will continue to welcome visitors into Geelong on the Melbourne Road for many more years. The City of Greater Geelong held a civic reception this week to honour its citizens who were awarded Australia Day and Queen's Birthday honours this year, as Meryl Friend reports.
A civic reception was held last week for the recipients of the 2012 Australia Day and Queen's Birthday Day honours list. We were able to speak with a couple of the people that were on those lists and able to enjoy the festivities at City Hall.
No, quite an honour, I believe, to receive an OAM. And
now tell us about your background of your work.
well, my background is in sciences. I'm a scientist, and associated with that has been quite a bit of geology and chemistry, and that being the case, I've been involved in, obviously, in scientific research and so on at the Deakin University for a number of years, where I was head of chemistry department at one stage. So I've never understood why you get recognition for doing the things that A, you're paid to do, and secondly, you like doing.
Well, you obviously must be very skilled in your area, and you've had a lot to do with the heritage preservation down at Queenscliff.
Yes, that's correct. My, as I said, my background was in the sciences, and so I was one of the people who established the Maritime Museum in Queenscliff, and that was a very worthwhile thing to do, I think.
There's been a lot of school children that would have been through that facility and learnt a lot from that.
Yes, that's true too, yes, and I think it's important to try and push the sciences in front of the young, particularly, since we're very, very short of professional scientists, which is very sad, and I don't quite understand, but that's the way it is.
We're very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, good.
Thank you. And we're joined with Professor Ivan Caple, AM. Now, congratulations on your Australia Day honours.
Thank you very much for that. The Australia Day honours are different because you don't know anything about them until you open an envelope. And my envelope arrived at Plains Road in Lara in early October. And I'd written several references for people who are nominated in the Australian Honours. I thought, oh, this is another nomination they want. But I opened it. This was different, to say that I had an honour. You have the opportunity to turn it down, but if you turn it down, you can't tell anyone about it. And having written nominations and reference for other people, I knew that some people had gone to a lot of trouble, so I accepted it. Now, you can't say anything about it until it's announced on Australia Day. It is a bit tough. And when it comes out, you receive feedback from people who you went to primary school with, you went to secondary school with, you went to university, sporting clubs, and what came back to me was all my nicknames. My nicknames from primary school, secondary school, and football clubs. And it seemed that the most responses I got back were from sporting teams, cricket and football, where we'd won premierships. And they came from all over Australia. I've never seen such it was quite humbling, really. So that was my reaction when I opened the envelope. So that's how it happened.
From City Hall, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. As we go to a break on this Friday edition of News Geelong, don't forget you can Twitter us on our Twitter account at NewsGeelong31 with your thoughts and comments, and also on Facebook, www.facebook.com/NewsGeelong31. Use both or either of these tools to comment and support us with our Use It or Lose It campaign. We'll return with more news after this.